Hello everyone and welcome to the second video on the area and perimeter of rectangles. First, a quick recap. A square has 4 sides. Each side is equal in length. However, we only need 2 sides to calculate the area because the area is length times width, or in this case 5 times 5. And as any number times itself is that number squared, this is equal to 5 squared. So the area of this square is 25 meters squared. Now the perimeter is the length of the boundary, or the sum of all the sides. But here all the sides are the same length, so we can add up all the sides individually, or we can take the length of one side and multiply it by 4 to get the answer, which is 20 meters. Now in a rectangle, the two sides opposite each other are of equal length. But again, we only need 2 sides to calculate the area, as the area is length times width. In this case, it's 8 times 6, which gives us 48 kilometers squared. And again, the perimeter can be calculated by adding up all the sides individually, or adding up 2 of the sides, the length and the width, which in this case is 8 plus 6, and then timesing that by 2. So the perimeter here is 28 kilometers. So next I'd like you to work out the area and the perimeter of these 2 rectangles. So you may want to pause the video here. Okay, so the area of the first rectangle is 12 times 5, so it's 60 meters squared. And for the perimeter, you add 12 and 5 together and times it by 2, and that is equal to 34 meters. For the second rectangle, the area is 65 times 50, giving 3,250 kilometers squared. And the perimeter is 2 times by 65 plus 50, which is 230 kilometers. Can you work out the area and the perimeter for these 2 shapes? Pause the video here to give yourself more time. Well, for the first shape, we're only given the length of one side, but we are told it's a square, so we know every side is the same length. Therefore, we know the area is 19 squared, or 19 times 19, which is 361 millimeters squared. And because all the sides are the same length in a square, the perimeter is 4 times 19, which is 76 millimeters. Now I hope you notice with the second rectangle, the sides are not given in the same units. One is in centimetres and one is in millimetres. So the first thing we do is change one of the sides to equal the unit of the other side. Now I've decided to change the width from 13 millimetres to 1.3 centimetres, but it doesn't matter which side you change as long as you're consistent with your units. So now we can work the area out, which is 1.6 times 1.3, so it's 2.08 centimeters squared. And the perimeter is 2 times 1.6 plus 1.3, which is 5.8 centimeters. And again, pause the video here if you need more time to work out the area and the perimeter for these 2 shapes. Well, as we did before, for the square, all the sides are the same length, so the area is 21 times 21, or 21 squared, which gives us 441 kilometers squared. And for the perimeter, again, we take the length of one side, which is 21, and we times it by 4 because all 4 sides are the same length, and the answer is 84 kilometers. And again, for the rectangle, one side is in centimetres and one side is in metres. So first we have to change one of those sides so the units are the same. So I decided to change the length into metres. So if you divide 210 by 100, because there are 100 centimetres in a metre, we get 2.1 metres. So now we can work out the area, which is 2.1 times 1.2, so it's 2.52 meters squared. And for the perimeter, we add up the 2 sides, 2.1 plus 1.2, and then we times them by 2, and the answer is 6.6 meters. So I just want to show you a little something extra here, just to prove to you that it doesn't matter which side you change. What matters is that the units are consistent. So let's say instead of meters, we decided to do the calculation in centimeters. So we have to change the width to centimeters. So that becomes 120 centimeters long. And the area becomes 210 times 120, which is 25,200 centimeters squared. And the perimeter becomes 2 times 210 plus 120, so it's 660 centimetres. And to change this answer into metres, we divide by 100 because there are 100 centimetres in a metre. So we then get 6.6, so as you can see, the answer's the same. But to change centimetre squared into metre squared, we have to divide by 10,000 because there's 10,000 centimetres squared in a metre squared. And if we do that, we get 2.52 meters squared. So it's the same as before. So as you can see, it doesn't matter which unit we use, we always get the same answer. Don't worry if you didn't understand that last little bit. I'll probably do another video on that to make it clear. Unfortunately, I'm out of time, so I'll have to do calculating length and width from the area in the next video. But for now, thanks ever so much for watching, and if you could press the like button, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.